let's change that. Hopefully this works. Let's test that out. So instead of grabbing all of these input elements, we're going to just try to grab the input elements within a specific row. So let's change the ID selector to this instead. Yeah, let's row elements, documents, query selector. So before we were getting all of these elements because the ID attributes all contain one, row underscore one. But we want to be more selective in that we just want to select input elements input elements that have an ID attribute ending in exactly row underscore one, not row underscore 1 3 or row underscore 1 5. So we are going to use this attribute selector instead of this one. The asterisk isn't as selective as this one, so let's see if that works. Which one did it find? Oh, it only returned one element because we called query selector instead of calling query selector all. So let's try that again. Query selector all. Yep, and it returns 7 elements, which is what we want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we want specifically the second and third input elements in this array. So yeah, we'll use that. So that worked, and we're going to put that in our actual source. And because we are actually we're not getting the input cell in the equity column, we're getting the input cells in each respective column, or each column within that row. So I'm going to change this variable name because it doesn't reflect or accurately reflect what we're looking for or what we're getting. This is going to be input elements in row. And what we're looking for is the depth input cell, input elements in row, and it's going to be the 0, 1, 2. It's going to be at index 2, I think. And then the equity input cell will be elements in row 3. Let me just double check. Row elements 0, 1, 2. So which one did that return? Yep, that returned the depth, or the input cell under the depth column. And row elements 3 should return an input element in the equity column. So got those two. And now what we want to do is we want to run our calculations, which is current ID, current event target dot value, last value. We're looking at the last value. So var current value. We should be more clear than that in our variable name. Let's just say fair market value will equal event dot target dot last value minus the depth input cell dot last value. Well, that's assuming there is a value in the input cell for the depth column. If we're subtracting, we might be subtracting the undefined value, which might be an issue. Let's try it out. In the console here. So we'll do row elements. No, we don't even need to do that, do we? Yeah, we do. Row elements. Do the 1? Yeah, 1. There's nothing in there, so what if I add a value in there? Let's do 5. What's in there now? 5. Oh wait, 1 dot last value. Yep, so there's a value in there now. Oh, it's a string. Oh, so we'll have to make sure we convert that first to a number. Same with this one, but before we do that, let's just see if we can actually subtract undefined. Or if that's what's going to happen. Why do I keep doing that? It's number, row elements, dot last value, and we're going to subtract that. Oh, we're going to subtract. If we convert an undefined, will that turn into 0? Let's try it out. Row elements, number, row elements, 0, 1, 2, 2, dot last value. Missing parentheses after argument lists. Where? Why do I have a bracket there? It should be okay. Perfect. Because it looks like we can subtract undefined. Well, we don't actually subtract undefined. We actually convert undefined first to 0, I think. Let's test that out. Number, row elements. At index 2 is, oh, it's actually not undefined. It's empty string. So when we convert an empty string, it actually is 0. So we're good. We just have to convert it. then we want to update the input cell in the equity column with that calculated value. So what we're going to do is equity input cell dot value will equal fair market value. Oh, not fair market value. Wait, what? Oh, I was jumping ahead of myself there. So what we're going to do is equity input calculation is fair market value minus number. We'll take that. Let's see. So input calc. All right. So that's our event handler. Let's attach it to every. Yeah, let's attach it to all of the input elements. Shoot. All of the input elements under the fair market value column. So that means we'll actually have to look up all of the input elements here, which we've done before. I'll just have to scour through the code again, see how we did that. Just copy and paste it. Update total and total for column, F12 to go to the function definition. And we just need let's see. Input elements. Create a function for that. Creating too many functions here. Function attach handler. Yeah. Attach handler to all the input cells under fair market value column. Total column. So map grid cells for query. So what we're essentially getting, what we're essentially pulling is this. I'm gonna pull this line up. Yeah. Yeah, we'll pull this line. Take out what we don't need. So only need we only need this, so let's paste that here, and then I gotta stop adding comments to my code like that. There's a lot of comments. And instead of doing grid cells for query, what we're getting here is we are getting this array, market val column. So yeah, market val column. Basically, this variable is a reference to an array. This array represents basically the values representing each grid cell that's under a specific column. So market val call is representing each grid cell under this column. So the first value is 2, which represents grid cell number 2. The second value is 9, which represents grid cell 9 here. As you can see, if we hover over each input element in this grid cell, you see the grid cell value is 9. We go to this grid cell value is 2. So basically represents all the grid cells under that column, and that's the column that we want to grab all the input elements and attach that new event handler that we just created. So grid cells included, market value column, input elements in column. Alright. And then once we grab all the input elements in that column, we're going to iterate through it and attach this event handler. So input elements for I less than input elements in column dot length, and what we want to do is input elements in column I dot add event handler or event listener, and we're going to do focus out, because as soon as we focus out of that input element, we want it to trigger that calculation. So and we get equity cell. That's what we're passing. Alright. And then we're going to call this function after we defined it. Why is there the squiggly line? What does that mean? Expression expected. expression expected. Can I not call it? Oh, can we only call after a function expression? Not a function statement? Well, guess we'll have to do it this way then. Touch handler. Do I even need to put it in a function? Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to refactor all this. So much crud here. Alright, let's see if that works. I don't want to start the debugger yet. Let's just make sure we inactivated all our breakpoints. Alright, so breakpoints are out of the way. That's 1. Alright, so we immediately get a type error. Replace is not a function. Line 423. Did I call that function wrong? We call replace on the regex object, don't we? Oh no, we don't. We don't call the replace function on a regex object. We call it on a string. It should be this string. Yeah. Let's fix that. Attribute select. Let's see if it works now. 1. Ah, there we go. But why is this not formatted correctly? It's just 2. Oh. So we actually have to make sure we format it correctly. I thought we attached that event handler that formats the values appropriately. Where is that? Focus out. If this dot last value yeah. So is this event handler not being triggered? Maybe it's being triggered before. Let's try it. So if we change the value here, yeah. So it formats it. Wow, it formats it if the value in the input cells are a result of user input and not calculation. So how do we trigger this event handler to fire regardless of how the input was made? I thought by having multiple event handlers for the same event type was going to allow all those event handlers to be fired at the same time, no? I mean, I guess we could attach the event handler afterwards too, no? I just hate duplicating code. You can format it afterwards, but we've already provided a function to do that. There's got to be a better way to do that. I'm just not familiar with JavaScript enough to prevent this duplication of code here. Yeah, because they should already have that function. I should refactor that into a function. Yeah, let's do that. So function format output. It'll take an event. It should be focused out events, but anyway, if this dot last value, then we're going to format that. But we want to create the price format first. Price format is international. Is it number or international? International. I forget. Price format elements. There we go. Yeah. And this price format. Oh, this is a top level or global variable. Why am I redefining it? You can just use it. So this value. Then this dot value equal price format format value. Oh, maybe the event type that we're listing for isn't focused out, but on change. Has that been deprecated yet? On change. The change event is fired for it's just change. let's add an event listener to all the input cells. That will fire or trigger an event handler whenever there's a change in the input cells. So rather than just focusing out, where is it? Okay. Elements, add event listener, change, and then we'll call that function we just made, which was output. Is it format output? Let's see, let's F12 that baby. Yep, that's the function we just created. Let's try it again. So 1. Yeah, so that's buggy. Oh, it's updating the value, but it doesn't store that value in the last value property that we created. So we're not just updating the value. We want to equity input cell dot last value equals equity input calculation value. We want to format this here, but we want to leave it up to the function handler, the event handler, to format that for us. So how do we trigger that event handler to fire when we change this property here? It doesn't detect that. Let me read that event type again. Change. What does it detect? Depending on the kind of element being changed and the way the user interacts with the element. What if it's just, what if we're just interacting, we're just changing the property? Fires at a different moment. When an element is checked, when a user commits the change explicitly, when the element loses focus. So it doesn't fire if we change it using JavaScript. It has to be one of these three. So maybe we're looking for a different event type. What is the input types that should fire the change event? Oh, this is not what we're looking for. We know it's the input element that listens, or that can listen to a change event type. Yeah. An input element's dirty value flag must be set to true whenever the user interacts with the control in a way that changes the value. Oh, here we go. It is also set to true when the value is programmatically changed. Oh, so is there a way to have an event handler be fired when value is changed programmatically? What is this dirty value flag? Is it dirty? Let's see. Input and text area elements have a dirty value flag. This is used to track the interaction between the value and default value. If it is false, value mirrors the default value. If it is true, the default value is ignored. Wow, there's a lot more nuance to this input field than I thought. I'm gonna have to read up on that. Oh. A control's value is its internal state. As such, it might not match the user's current input. Yeah. For instance, if a user enters the word 3 into a numeric field that expects digits, oh yeah, that makes sense. The user's input would be the string 3, but the control's value would remain unchanged. Let's see, if I just leave it like that. Let's see if it detects a change. Oh, it's not going to detect a change. Is it? Oh, let's see. Nope. It's not a function. Yeah. Wait, if I declare it before calling it, will that work? Yeah, no, it doesn't work still. Wait, you don't get... This function doesn't have scope or access to this function name? I guess I could just... capacity element in. Yeah, let's just do that for now. This looks incredibly ugly, but let's see if it works. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm gonna get rid of that event handler because it's not doing anything, I think. What I'm gonna do is update. It seems kind of hacky, but we'll just have to do it for now. When I rewrite this app, I'll hopefully come up with a better way to format this value. So we're gonna do equity input cell dot value will equal price format dot formats, and it'll be the last value. Equity input cell dot last value. One, two. Oh, 0.5. Nope, it's supposed to update. Oh, depth should also... Yeah. So we have to fire the same event handler when we focus out of input elements under the depth column as well. So we want to attach the handler to not just fair market, but to input elements onto the depth column as well. So let's do that. Wow, that's going to be a long array. So we actually have to fair market and depth. And I wish there were an easier way to append another array to, or append an array to another array. You can't just simply add two arrays together. Instead, we have to loop through and add it one by one. Ugh. Grid cells. And then we'll do var second second array. We'll do depth column. And what we'll do is we'll do loop for depth column dot length plus what we're going to do is grid cells for query dot push. And we're going to push depth column I. See if that works. Oh, attach is not defined. Attach handler fair market. Fair market. Fair market and depth. Alright. And then if we... Nope. That's the wrong calculation. Pull out the debugger. Let's see. That's not right either. That total shouldn't be 450. Oh man, this is getting pretty buggy. Update total. Running total. Do I really want to debug? It's going to be a long debugging process. I don't want to format or display anything if there isn't any input. Let's see. Yeah, let's debug it. Let's clear this breakpoint. Add a new breakpoint. Let's add it here. Let's run it. Actually, set the script 0.5. Alright, let's see. So, what actually gets run? So, current ID, grid cell 3, row 1. So 3, row 1, okay. Wait, why is this function being triggered? Oh yeah, we did trigger it. That is one of the event handlers. When there's a change, or when we're focusing out of the input elements under this column. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we did. Okay. Oh, that's why. Because when we fire this event handler, we really actually only meant to fire this event handler when we're calculating the running total. Right, on this? No, yeah, we definitely didn't have to do all that. Let's just set it back to the way it was, and we'll fire a different event handler when any input cell is changed for the depth column. Well, it should also, that same event handler should also be fired when there's a change on any input element under the fair market value column as well. Yeah, let's step back here. Before we even attach we'll actually have to fix this bug too. The running totals for these columns aren't coming up. Why is that? Do we not attach update total, right? So is this function, is this event handler not being applied to each input cell? let me double check. Let's break out of debugging mode first. And, activate the breakpoints. And run this again. Let's see. 1. Alright, that's wrong, but still. Why is the subtotal not, or the total not calculating for this? Let's check out the properties on this element here. Event listeners. So we have focus out. We have equity cell. So we have 3 event handlers on this element, right? Update total. So, which one is this one again? This one is, oh yeah, price format. So that's okay. So what I'm concerned about is this. So let's debug that. I want to solve this first. Oh. So it's not grabbing the correct input element when it's running the total for the respective column. Yeah, let's debug that. Let's refresh. Activate the breakpoints. Let's put in a breakpoint on where's all my event listeners? No, there we go. Focusing out. Or update total. Yeah, update total. Alright. So if we type in the value. Alright. Watch direction. I want to take this out. Let's take all this out. Running total. Add as we need. Let's see. Grid cell 3. Grid cell 3. Row 1. Oh, I think I know why. Because we statically set which column we're going to update the running total on. See here? Oh, wait. It's not that one. Update total. let's keep going. Yep. This variable should be row underscore 1. Oh, this is calculating the equity, but we want to get update total. So it's not this function we want to step into. We want to step into this function. Is that not attached to update total? We did attach that. Why is this one being fired? Well, we'll just let it. I mean, this is also handling that event, so we'll let it handle that event. This variable should ultimately be 0 anyways, so wait. This is not even defined. Is it? Equity input calc. Why is it not showing? Yeah, there's something wrong with this function. It's just showing. It's just showing which input element we have in this variable equity input cell. It's weird. Yeah, that looks a bit messed up. Why are we doing event.target.lastValue? Shouldn't it be Oh, that's right. Wait, fair market value. Oh, you know what? Just to be safe, instead of calling or using event.target, we'll use input elements in row. And we'll call 0, 1. But we never even declared this variable here. Why didn't that throw an error? Equity input calc. If we F12 it doesn't go anywhere. Except for that reference. Alright, so let me just play out the scripts, deactivate the breakpoints, refresh, and 0 minus 1. Oh, we should say something like if wrong one. Should we say last value? What does an empty string come out to? Wait, is equal to false. Is that true? Okay. So if see here, what it's doing here is it's doing 0 minus 1. But we want to say if there's no value here, then just display whatever value is in here. I mean, it's not technically correct, or it's not technically wrong that the equity is minus 1. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that logic right now. I just want to make sure we get the running totals right. Let's do it again. So 1. Alright. Still not updating the subtotals for this, rather it's updating this. So let's debug it again. Activate the breakpoints. 1. Here we go. Step into it. Current ID, yes. Control 1. Row match. We are in row 1. Yep. Oh, I actually don't even want. I don't want to set a breakpoint here. I want to set a breakpoint here. So let's reload. Why is this pause? Let's set a breakpoint here. Update total. This is what we want to watch. No, that's not where we want it. Let's deactivate all our breakpoints. No more breakpoints, right? Alright. And we want I'm gonna watch this one. Why is it not debugging? Alright, let's open it again. Alright, so why is it not debugging? Update total. Alright. So we're gonna run total for column. We're gonna step into that function, right? And column number should start off with the ID attribute value. So yeah, so it should be that. And column number should then be row underscore 1. No, not row underscore 1. It's going to be underscore 3 underscore. Or 3. It's going to be 3. Yeah, column number equals 3. And then, so the name of column should actually be the depth column. Let's see what we got here. Grid cell 3, 3. Oh, it's returning. It's returning market. Why is it returning market? 3 is not in that. Alright, that's stupid. The name of column isn't market. Wow, that's not right. That's stupid. Swift 3 in. This is insane. Includes. How's this function determining array membership? Let's try it out. 1, 2, that includes 3. It's going to be false, right? Yeah, it's false. What if I do 123? That includes 3. It's false. So why is this returning? Why is this returning market? That doesn't make any sense. As you can clearly see here, it's returning. The column number is 3, and market is being returned. But market, this array, which is this one here, doesn't include 3, yet market is being returned. What is going on? But the console shows that it's false. Oh, this shows that it's true. That's weird. What is this? Well, at least we found where it's getting buggy. So market shouldn't have been returned. What should have been returned is depth. Well, let's try this. I see this 30 here. 30 dot includes 3. Nope. This is frustrating. See, if I copy the array verbatim, right? 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, 37, 44. That includes 3. It's false. Constant market column 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, 37, 44. Market value column, right? And if we do market value column dot includes 3, why is that true? Is it because the way we define? Wow, that's got to be a bug in the implementation. Wow. Should we have declared it? What? Market column. Let's try that. Market column. Wait, what? I did define it. This is so weird. I'm gonna switch to Firefox. Chrome is bugging out. All right. Let's try the console. I think it's going to show the same behavior. Actually, market val. Nine, 16. Wait, we already. Oh, why are we redefining it? It's already defined for us, right? So market val. Now column includes 3. True. No, it is not true. It does not include 3. Because even if we put in values that have 3, wow, I gotta report this. Maybe if we, let's read up on this function, includes. Foods. Yes, that makes sense. And they also declare it using the specifier const, which is what we did here. It's specified as const. The value to search for when comparing strings and characters includes this case sensitive. Okay, if the value search element is found within the array or part of the array indicated by the index, if specified. Values of 0. All considered to be equal. Let's see. Includes 2. True. Yes. Includes 4. False. Yes. What is going on? Is this a bug? Let market val equals try it out. 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, 37, 24. Market val dot includes 3. False. So do I have to change the specifier on all these? Let's test it out. Constant. This is ridiculous. Or maybe I have to read up on the difference between constant and let, just to see how that affects call to includes. Right. Let's see here. Where is it? Let's turn off the breakpoints. You have to make breakpoints. Console. Nope. Oh. Nope. Let's debug it again. Fresh. Let's set a breakpoint. So, all right, let's try it. 1. Why is it not? Let's step into it. You should at least return debt. No, it's still returning market. Why? What is going on? Market val includes 3. Why is that true? I'm going to do some reading and investigating, because this is not... That's clearly false.